Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I'm going to be doing a life update. I've honestly filmed this clip 5,000 times, told myself I wasn't going to do that and I have. So I'm just going to get straight on into the video. So we are going to be filming a life update today and I'm going to mention 3 topics. So first I'm going to talk about obviously the big one being my engagement / wedding plans, and then I'm going to go on to talk about COVID, and then I'm going to go on to talk about life goals. So if you don't want to listen to the COVID part, you can absolutely skip through it if you would like to. Let's just get on with the video. So obviously the biggest one being I'm actually now engaged, which is crazy to me because it's always been something that I've wanted to happen. But the last couple of years being with Dylan, we have kind of discussed marriage quite a bit, but we also have had our fair share of opinions about it as well. So one month we could really be feeling marriage, and then the next month we could be like, you know, I don't think it's our thing. And obviously it is our thing now. I'm gonna be a wife and I am very excited, I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, let me get into the questions. So there wasn't actually that many questions, which is why I'm not doing a Q&A just on our engagement. One of the questions that I did get quite a bit though was I suspicious? And yes, I was suspicious. Not from anything that Dylan said, but I kind of got it in my head a few days prior because we was talking about marriage a little bit, and that's kind of what put it in my head that he might be proposing. Obviously he didn't give anything away, we were just speaking about marriage in general, and from when he told me that he was taking me away for my birthday, there was nothing there that made me think he was going to propose. I think it was just from having the discussion about marriage a few days prior. I did sit there and think, you know, is it going to happen? And I kind of set myself up for it happening in a way, so I felt like if it didn't happen I'd probably be a little bit disappointed. So I wish I didn't have any indication, because when it came to him actually proposing, I feel like I could have gave a little bit of a better reaction, because I literally, my face just looked blank. I just literally looked like this, like, that was my face when he was proposing. Obviously I did smile eventually, but I didn't cry. Everybody expected me to cry. Dylan said to me, everyone expected you to cry, and I didn't. I think it's because I was in so much shock, and I always think in those situations that I want to give like a proper reaction, but I'm always in so much shock that I can't really give any reaction, and that always happens. So that was the main question that I got. Another question was who took the photos, which was Dylan's friend. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the photographer. So the photographer was Dylan's friend, and when we turned up to the place that we were staying at and the place that he proposed at, when we was driving up to park, there was a photographer there. I didn't know at this time that they were here for us. So they was photographing some nature, and it looked like a really nice place, so I didn't think anything of it seeing a photographer. I thought it fitted in really well, especially with the aesthetic of the place and things like that, so I didn't think anything of it. And then we went down to kind of, I'm going to say where you have your ceremony. It looks like a place where you'd have a ceremony anyway, and it was really nice. So we went to that part, and the photographer was just across from us, and Dylan said to me, should we take some pictures? And I didn't think anything of it when he said, should we take some pictures, because we are the kind of couple that do like to take pictures together. So he definitely wasn't giving anything away. Person taking pictures of a tree right next to us, and I felt really awkward, so I wasn't too keen on taking pictures with a photographer right across from us, me not knowing that obviously they were for me. And then went to get his phone out, and then obviously got down on one knee. I saw the box in his pocket, which is then that it hit me that this actually happening. And I knew the photographer was for us because I could hear him coming closer to us, so it's then that it hit me that the photographer was there for us. And obviously Dylan had to be really careful about this because I do know quite a few of Dylan's friends, so he had to choose someone that I didn't know. Obviously I'd heard of him before because obviously he's helped Dylan out and took him to car meets and things like that, but I didn't actually know personally who he was, and I've never seen him in my life, so even a picture I've not seen it. I've heard of him, obviously never seen him, so he did have to be careful when it came to that, because if I knew who it was it would kind of make things a little bit more suspicious. People probably might be asking, does it feel very different being engaged? And yes, it does. It feels very different. I feel like, as cringy as people might think it sounds, I feel like we are more in love than we've ever been. And again, cringe, I know some people might find that really cringe, but I do genuinely think that, and I feel like I've got everything I've ever wanted. I've got my kids, I've got my partner, we just now need our own family home. I couldn't be happier, definitely, and I feel like it couldn't have happened at a better time, to be quite honest. I feel like there is never a right time to get engaged either. I know some people say, oh, we'll wait till this happens, we'll wait till this happens. Realistically, I personally would have liked to have waited until we had our own family house, we'd lived together, because that's a big test in a relationship, living together. But I'm also not annoyed that he did it any sooner, because like I said, I don't feel like there's any right time to propose to somebody, and I feel like when it happened, it was the right time. And it's brought us a lot more closer together, and I'm quite an insecure person, to be honest, and I'm always constantly thinking that he can do better and things like that. So the fact that he wants to spend the rest of his life with me puts me so much at rest, because I am one of those people that doesn't believe in myself enough. I'm not confident in myself enough, so I always doubt what people think of me. And the fact that he's done this really does give me so much relief, because I now know that it's me that he wants to be with, and I need to stop telling myself and that I'm not good enough and things like that, because I'm absolutely terrible for that. So in terms of wedding plans, I don't think Dylan's too keen yet on talking about wedding plans, even though I am. I've already started buying things, I'm not gonna lie. And I went to Primark yesterday and saw some more things, and I was like, I need to get those. I need to go in and I need to get those, because what I'm trying to do is, obviously I'm not in any rush to get married, because obviously COVID is around, so you are restricted to how many people you can have at a wedding. And I don't want that to happen. I want there to be the amount of people that we want at our wedding. I want to have the perfect venue, the perfect dress. I want to choose my bridesmaids, maid of honour, whoever I want to decide to choose. So I'm not in any rush, because I want to make sure everything is what we want. I've already found a cake. I know people might be thinking, oh my goodness. It depends if I can find anyone to make the cake that I want. But yeah, I've already been looking. The day after we got engaged, I was already looking at venues and things like that. And I do want to look at venues in the next couple of weeks, but I'm also not in any rush to, because I do want to find the perfect place to get married. And I want to have the decorations that we want. I want our reception to be how I imagine it. I don't want to be in any rush, and I feel like because of COVID, I'm definitely not going to be in any rush, because I don't know when things are going to be open to doing things, and I obviously do not want to have a wedding with 13 other people. There is quite a few more people that we want there. So I do want to start discussing wedding plans with him, but I have already started buying things. I have already bought a guest book, which I've always wanted for my wedding, so everyone that comes can sign the book. And then I've also got balloons as well, which I just want to start like getting little things here and there, because I feel like it'll save us so much money in the long run. Because obviously when you have a wedding, you do have to think about everything, because you've got to think, you've got to think about things that you probably don't think about. So you've got to think about who's going to set up your room for you. Are you going to do it? Is the venue going to do it? But to obviously get your dress altered if you need your dress altering, and obviously I don't want to do that too soon either. So there is some things that I'm just not. Sorry, my child's here currently wants me to play football. So there is quite a few things that we do need to think about, but that is why we're not in any rush, because obviously we also need to save for a wedding as well. Weddings are not cheap, but weddings can be really expensive, but they can also be in your budget as well. You don't have to have a wedding that is like £5,000. You can have it as cheap as you want to have it. It just depends on where you want to have your wedding. And you definitely can find a wedding within your budget. You can find a dress in your budget. It just depends what you're looking for. I'm definitely not putting us on any type of budget, but I do want to have a budget in mind, because I don't want to go overboard and spend too much on things that we really don't need to be spending that much money on. I really need to say about engagement and wedding plans. I'm sure you guys will see some hauls in the next couple of months and things like that regarding our wedding, which I'm really, really excited for. Already been buying things, so I guarantee there'll be a haul coming soon, but not just yet because I've not got enough. The next thing we're going to go on to is COVID. I don't really have like lots I want to say about this, but I feel like I'm at that stage now in the COVID period where I'm just living life. It's not easy to live during a pandemic, because obviously there is a lot of restrictions, and it's really hard for my kids in general. Obviously Aubrey's way too young to understand, but in terms of Cole, he doesn't like masks. So when we go around a shop, if we see somebody we know, I don't really like them to go up to Cole, because he gets really scared and he starts crying because he doesn't like the masks. They scare him, which I'm not surprised. You know, he's 2 years old, he's not going to find them thrilling. I know there's restrictions in place, and I know COVID is quite bad in England recently. Where I live, we're medium risk according to the NHS Test and Trace app that I have on my phone. So where I live, we're medium risk, which I was really surprised at, because I didn't think we was that high risk, and we are worse than I thought we were. And there is some places where my family live that are high risk, and I have made the decision not to go and see them, because for the safety of them and for the safety of obviously me and my kids. I've got a newborn baby to think about. I'm sorry, I still call her a newborn, so we're just gonna have to get over that. She's now 3 months old, but to me she's still a newborn. So it's been a big jump to take. There's been a lot of people obviously that haven't seen their family in a very long time, and I definitely think I'm gonna have to people that I do want to stop seeing people that are in more high risk places than us, because it's just not safe for them, it's not safe for us. And it's okay us saying, oh, we might get COVID and we might just have a little bit of a cough and be absolutely fine, but the person that I've been in contact with might be really, really poorly with it and on a ventilator. So I don't want to risk that, and I definitely wouldn't risk that. I know people are getting really bored of COVID. Some people don't believe in it, which I'm not going to lie to you, I think is absolutely crazy. I believe in COVID. It might not be as bad as the government are making out, but it exists and it's real. People have died from it. It's not a hoax. So many people keep saying it's not real, but come on, it's real. We all know it's real. It might not be as serious as the government are saying, and they might be exaggerating it to an extent, but I don't know. When the pandemic first started, I was watching the news almost every day, keeping really up with it, and now I just don't watch it anymore, because to be quite honest, I feel negative enough in my life half the time. I don't need to watch the news to hear more negativity every single day, so I've decided to just not watch it anymore. The odd time I'll watch the news, but not a lot, because it's just not worth it, and I do not need any more negativity in my life than what I already have. Due to COVID, it has made me think a lot about my life and what I want to do, and I have been thinking a lot in the past couple of weeks / months what I want to do with my life, and I do have a few things in mind that I do want to do. I've really considered starting my own business, but I've always been somebody that can never keep to one decision. I've always got like so many decisions about what I want to do, and so many topics that I want to do, and I know I can't do it all. So it's really hard, because I'm one of those people that can't stick to one thing, and when I think I'm going to stick to one thing, a few days later I get a new idea and I go off the one I've currently had. So it's hard, but I definitely am thinking that I do want to start my own business, but it might never happen, because again, I can never make my mind up about what I want to do. Obviously I would love YouTube to be a career and social media, because I do want to put a positive light on the social media world, and I also want to encourage people to do good, because I feel like as a social media influencer you do need to portray good things. You need to portray you being a good person, and you need to influence other people in positive ways, because there's a lot of things happening in the world that deserve a change, and you can be the one to say that if you've got a big following. And that goes out to everybody that's a social media influencer. You have the power to change so much in the world, because you have such a big following and you can encourage so many people. So if you do have a big platform, do take advantage of it, because it really could change the world we currently live in and make it a better place. In the past couple of months / year, I'd say, have really wanted to buy my dream house. Definitely isn't going to happen yet, because I'm a stay-at-home mum. But when my kids get older, I do want to start doing more things in terms of a business and things like that. Obviously, it's not easy to set up a business. It's really hard. I don't really have it set in stone what I want to do for my future, but I do know that I really want to travel, because that is my biggest passion, and it has been since I was a little girl. So travelling anywhere in the world for me will be amazing. And speaking of travelling, my Butlins vlog has got a lot of views on it, which my videos don't usually get. Obviously the odd ones will get quite a few views, like I know my Poundland haul that I did in March got really, really good views, but then some others weren't that good as well. Some videos that I do sometimes can only get about 40 views, so it kind of depends, but people clearly like the travel content, and I would love to do more of that if you guys want to see that. But it isn't the cheapest thing to travel, and obviously due to COVID there is a lot of restrictions, and there's a lot of places that I wouldn't feel safe going to. Yeah, I'm considering buying a house, I'm considering doing my own business venture, but it is a lot to think about. I do have to think about it properly, because obviously I've got to work around the kids. The only time I tend to do like YouTube related things is during the day when they're more settled or occupied with something, and then at night when they've gone to bed, because I don't have any other time. So during the day I don't have that much time. Not saying I don't have any time at all, because I do have time, but I just don't have loads and loads of time. So there's a lot of things I want to do in life, but I just want to encourage everybody, if COVID has taught you anything, make sure it is that you live your life to the fullest, because we really, really don't know when our time's up, and I truly truly do believe that. I know some people think got forever, but realistically none of us have forever, and with COVID I think it makes us realise even more that everything can change in the blink of an eye. So if you want something, go do it, go after it. I really encourage it. So that is the end of my life update. I'm so glad this is only 17 minutes long. It's obviously going to be edited down most likely, but I'm just glad that it's not 20 minutes long and I've not rambled. Well, I have rambled, but not as much as I have previously in the last couple of days. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I have so many plans for my channel and so many video ideas that I cannot wait to share with you, and hopefully now I can get back into my YouTube game because I absolutely love filming, and I'm hoping I can make it frequent again. Fingers crossed. Hopefully I don't have a period like I just have again. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If there is anything else that you want, if you have any questions or anything like that, you can either ask me on social media, or you can comment them in the description if my comments are on. Sometimes the comments are off, they might be on, they might not be. If they're not, my social media is linked in the description if you guys want to message me and ask any questions, because I'm always happy to answer anything. So if you guys did enjoy this video, please smash a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'd be extremely grateful, and if you haven't already, please hit that notification bell to notify every single time I upload a video, and I'll see you on my next video.